Coming to another set of interesting laws, that a company engaged in creation of intellectual property right or the IPR, the laws relating to IPRs to such companies are very crucial. These are rights granted to the creator or owner of works which are results of human intellect and creativity. These could be literary, musical, software, industrial, brand names or scientific. World Trade Organization is the primary international body in the field of IPR. It has laid down standards to be followed by its member nations on the following areas. First is the patent, second is the trademark, third copyright, then there is geographical indications, industrial designs, layout designs and integrated circuits, and plants varieties. Let us look at a few main laws out of these that have been established in India. First is the Patent Act of 1970. Patents are exclusive rights granted to the owner of an invention. These rights include right to create, use and market these inventions in India. This right implies that no one else can manufacture, use or market the same products for the period which the patent has been granted. This act lays down the procedure for application and grant of patents and other matters connected to it. It also creates a controller of patents as well as patent officers in various places in India. The Act also lays down how to issue compulsory licenses. Now, the second and important intellectual property right law is that the Trademark Act. The Trademark Act of 1999 is something that a company must be aware of, under which any sign or any combination of signs capable of distinguishing the goods or services of any one undertaking from those of other undertaking may be registered and protected from infringement. The Act creates a central trademark registry for this purpose. It also lays down the procedure for the duration of registration, rights guaranteed after registration, assignment and transmission of such rights. Another pertinent law under the intellectual property rights that a company must be aware of is the Copyright Act of 1957. Under this Act, works having a degree of originality are entitled to get copyrighted. Such works are original, literary, dramatic, artistic or musical works, sound recordings in films, and the typographical arrangement of published editions. Now, the rights which are granted to the owners under the Act are right to copy the work, rent or lend the work to the public, perform, show or play the work in public, broadcast the work including electronic transmissions. These rights under the Copyright Acts are granted to the owner for a specific duration which is mentioned under the Act itself. In case the work is copied during that time period by someone without the permission, the owner can bring an action against the infringement under the Act. Now, the rapid economic and industrial growth in India in the last few decades has raised the issue on environmental protection as well. Companies, in addition to the laws discussed so far, also have to comply with laws relating to environmental protection. The key national laws for prevention and control of industrial and urban pollution in India, which the corporate India has to adhere to, are the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act of 1974, the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act of 1981, the Environment Protection Act of 1986, the Public Liability Insurance Act of 1991, the National Environment Tribunal Act of 1995 and the National Environmental Appellant Authority Act of 1997. Under these acts, generally the permissions have to be taken by companies for setting up industries. Now, the monitoring and enforcement authorities under all these various acts can impose various sanctions. They can inspect, they can fine and even close down a facility if compliances are not met by the companies. Now, in this presentation we discussed very briefly the set of laws that exists within the Indian legal framework which a company has to observe and obey for better functioning as well as protection of the interest of the company along with its employees. This consequently protects the interest of persons who have invested in the company and add to the national economic progress as a whole. Thank you.